instead of trying for final query, okay na, instead of trying for final query, go step by step. If you go step by step, easily you'll get the answers. See, once again, what is asking is actually southern states having more than 5 crore. So find out the state-wise population. Find state-wise population. How to find state-wise population? Select what? State. Population. Population means population in general English. In SQL, what is population means? In English, population. In SQL, population means count star. Population means number of persons. Number of persons. How you get the number of persons? Count star. Number of employees, count star. Count star gives number of employees. Count star gives number of persons. But I want this number of persons what? I want this number of persons what, sir? State-wise. Then group by what? State. I want state-wise count. Okay, na? Then actual table contains individual person, but I want state-wise count. So group by state. What is this calculates? This calculates what, sir? State-wise count. Yes, state-wise count. Okay, then. But it gives all the states. It gives all the states. But user is not interested in all the states. Is interested in only southern states. Then southern states. Then southern states means where are having a limit. First, tell me the condition. Tell me the condition. Southern states, what is the condition? How to write that condition? That's what I'm saying. Where are having a limit. Okay, now first condition. Next, let's see where are having a. How to write the condition? Southern states. What is state? State in what? AP, TS, TN, KA, KL. What are these? Southern states. This is the condition for getting the southern states. Yes. Now decide where are having. You read it. Use where clause if condition doesn't contain aggregate function. Use having clause if condition contains aggregate function. Here aggregate function is there or not there? Not there. Then use what? Where clause. Sir, to get the southern states data, grouping is not required. From persons table to get the southern states data, grouping is not required. Grouping is not required. Yes or no? Then next. So then this is where, but where comes what, sir? Before group by now, after group by now? Before group by. So write this condition before group by. Okay. Then what is this query will select? This query will select only southern states data. Actual table contains complete India, throughout India. But this where clause will select only southern states persons data. Understood? Table contains how many rows? Table contains how many rows? Don't say all rows. I'm asking how many means count. Then table contains how many rows? 147 crores. Table contains how many rows? 147 crores. Why? India population. In India, maximum everyone has got Aadhaar. Let's say 147 crores. But from table, how many rows selected? From table, how many rows selected? Only the state's data is selected. Suppose 20 crores. Like let's say AP, what's that? For example, AP 6 crores population. TS, suppose let's say 4 crore. Assume just TN 8 crores. The KA also 8 crores. KL 4 crores. Now tell me how many? 12, 24 plus 6, 30. How many crores? 30 crores. So actual table contains 147 crores. From 147 crores, this where condition selects how many crores? 30 crores. Okay, then. But even in southern states, he doesn't want all the southern states. He want only the southern states having more than 5 crore. Then how to write this condition? That's what. Leave it having a where. First write the condition, then decide. And then count star what sir? Greater than 5 crore. Okay, na? 5 crores. Understood? Counts are greater than. What this is? In condition, group function is there or not? Yes. If group function is there, then use having clause. If group function is not there, then use where clause. If group function is there, then use having clause. AP state greater than 5 crores. Yes, AP is selected. TS is selected. Sorry, TS is 4, not selected. TN is selected. Yes. KA is selected. Yes. KL is selected. No. How many states are satisfying this condition? 3. AP, TN, KA. Got it? Understood? So go to the table. Table contains 147 crores. From 147 crores, this where condition selects 30 crores. So group by creates groups. How many groups are created? How many groups are created? 5 groups. 5 states na. How many groups are created? 5 groups. So it go to each group, count the number of rows. It go to AP group, count is greater than 5 crores. Yes, selected. TS, no. TN, yes. KA, yes. KL, no. So after having how many groups are selected? 3 groups. Group by is created 5 groups. But after 5 groups, then having is selected only 3 groups. That's so this is the best example to what when to use where class, when to use having. Okay, then that's all. Clear? Next. But if you see the previous examples, in previous examples, grouping is based on how many fields? Only one field. So first example, grouping is based on what department? Next example, grouping is based on job. Next example, grouping based on year, like this. So grouping is based on what? Okay, na? Grouping based on only one particular field. But sometimes I want grouping to be like this. I want grouping to be like this. Okay, then. So what I want is I want grouping to be like this. Just see this. For example, so these 3 employees belongs to what's it? These 3 employees belongs to 10th department. I want output to be like this. 10th department clerk. How many clerks are there? 10th department? 1. What the total salary? 1300. Managers. How many managers are there? 10th department? 1 manager. What the total salary? 2500. Next one. President. How many presidents are there in 10th department? 1. What is the total salary? 5000. Next one. 10 is completed. 20. 20th, how many are there? 5. There are 5 employees. I want to calculate the total. Okay, na? Analysts. How many analysts are there? 2 analysts. What is the total salary paid to 2 analysts is 6000. Because one analyst is 3000, one analyst is 3000. What is the total paid to analyst? 6000. Clerks. How many clerks are there? 2 clerks. What is the total salary paid to the 2 clerks? Clerk what? 1900. Next one. Manager. How many managers are there? How many managers? One manager. What is the total salary paid to the manager is 3000. Okay. So 10th is completed. Like 30th. Clerk, manager. Like so I want something like this. Suppose salesman. Salesman. How many salesmen are there? 30th. 4. 1. 2, 3, 4. What is the total? 1300. Here what's that? 1300. 2600. 2600 plus 1600. 4000. No. 2600 plus 1600. 4200. 4200 plus 1500. 5700. So what is the total salary paid to the salesman is 5700. Okay. So I want output to be like this. That means what do you want to calculate? Department wise, job wise, total. In each department, how much is paid to analyst, how much is paid to clerk, how much is paid to manager. In 30th, how much is paid to clerk, like this. Department, within the department, job wise, total. So here grouping based on how many fields? Here grouping based on how many fields? Two fields. Yes or no? In previous example, grouping is based on how many fields? One field, but here grouping based on how many fields? Two fields. Then what I want is, suppose display department wise, within department, what job wise total salary. Then what department wise, within department, job wise total salary. Then how to write the query? Select what's it? Department number. Next job. What sum of salary from EMP. Next what? Okay na? Group by what's it? Department number comma job. First grouping is based on what? Department. Next grouping is based on job. First grouping is based on department. Within the department, grouping is based on job. Next, like let's see 1 second. So then now let's execute this query. Then so you see this. Okay, like you see this 30th salesman 5700, correct or not? 20th analyst 6000, correct or not? Yes. 20th clerk is 1900. 20th clerk 1900, correct or not? Yes. Okay, but here it is not sorted. It is sorted based on job, but I want to sort based on department. Then order by, what we have to say, order by department number ascending. Okay na? Order by department number ascending. Now let's see. So 10 clerk, 20 clerk, 30th. Okay, then understood. So what this query gives? Department wise, within the department, job wise total. What is 5700 represents? The total salary paid to salesman in 30th. What is 6000 represents? The total salary paid to analyst in 20th. That's all. So this is grouping based on two fields. Okay, then so this is the output you'll get. Sir, okay na? Then so grouping based on two. First grouping is based on department. Within the department, grouping is based on job. So 20 becomes one group. There are 5 employees belongs to 20. The 20 becomes one group. In 20th department, there are 2 analysts. The 2 analysts becomes one group. There are 2 clerks. The 2 clerk becomes one group, like this. Okay, then that's it. Okay, na? So now next, sir, in this example, I want to calculate state wise, within state, gender wise population. Sir, state wise, what is this is calculating? This is calculating state wise population na, but I want state wise. Within state, what's it? Gender wise. AP state, male population, female population. TG, male population, female population. State wise, within state, gender wise. Okay, understood? Then grouping is based on what? To state comma gender. First grouping is based on state. Within state, grouping is based on gender. That's all. Clear? Then no. Okay. Then, sir, after completing 10th department, okay, na? After completing 10th department, after completing 10th department, I want to show the subtotals. I want to show what's it? Subtotal. What is the subtotal? 8,800. What is the subtotal? 8,800. Yes or no? After completing 10th department, I want to show the subtotal 8,800. After completing 20th, I want to show the subtotal 9 plus, okay, na? 2, 11. 10,000, what's it? 900. 10,900. Next one. After completing 30th, I want to show the subtotal. Okay. Then 8, 9,000, what's that? 600. Okay. Then, so after completing each department, I want to show the subtotals. And finally, I want to show the grand total. Finally, I want to show grand total. Then how to show the subtotals and grand total? To show the subtotals and grand total, SQL server is given two functions. One function is what? Roll up. Another function is queue. Okay. Then for displaying the subtotals and grand total, SQL server is given two functions, roll up and what's her? Queue. Okay. Roll up queue. Then once again. Roll up and queue. Then both functions what? Both functions used to. Both functions are used to calculate what? Subtotals and grand total. Okay. Then so both are used to calculate subtotals and grand total. Then now, but there is a small difference. Okay, we'll see that. But how to use means you have to use like this: group by roll up. Syntax is group by roll up, column 1, column 2, so on. Similarly, group by queue, column 1, column 2, like this. This is how to use these functions. That means you have to apply this roll up and queue on group by columns. You apply this function on what? Group by columns. Then next. Now let's see. First, we'll see what roll up. First, we'll see the roll up. Okay. Then first see the roll up. Now, so this is without roll up. What this output is? This output is what? Without roll up. Now let's run the query with roll up. How to use roll up? This is the syntax. So apply this roll up on group by columns. Yes. So roll up department number comma job. Now see the difference. Now let's see here. What is 29,300? What is 29,300? 29,300 is grand total. What this is? Grand total. The total salary paid to all. And what is 8,800? 10th department subtotal. 20th 10,900. 20th department subtotal. 30th 9,600. What is this is? 30th department subtotal. Okay, na? Then so 29,300. What is this is? Grand total. So this is what? Subtotal. What is this is? Subtotal. What is this is? Subtotal. Subtotals and grand total. Yes or no? Okay. Then so now what is roll up? What is the definition of roll up? Roll up displays what? Subtotals and grand total. Like roll up displays subtotals, but it displays subtotals for each. It is displaying the subtotals for each department, na? Yes or no? It is showing the subtotals for 10th department, 20, 30th. So it displays the subtotals for each group. displays subtotals for each group and also displays what? And also displays grand total. Okay. Displays subtotals for each group and also displays what's the grand total. Each group, what are the groups? How many groups? How many groups? 3, 10, 20, 30. For each group, it is showing the subtotal. 10th department showing the subtotal, 20th showing the subtotal, 30th showing the subtotal. For each group, it is showing the subtotals and also displays what? Grand total. Okay, then. So this is grand total. Yes or no? Then that's all. So this is with roll up. Okay, now with roll up. Then that's all. Previous one without roll up. Now this is what's it? With roll up. So what is this? Okay, 8,800. What is this 8,800? Department subtotal. Yes or no? Then department subtotal. Okay, then. So this is department subtotal 10,900. Department subtotal 9,600. Department subtotal 29,300. What is this is grand total. That's okay now. Then. So what are the extra information is subtotals and grand total. Okay, then next. What is the next one is cube. This is roll up. Yes. Next one, what's it? Cube. Let's see cube, cube. Then. So now, what is the difference? You see this cube. I'm using cube. Instead of roll up, use cube. Now run the query. Now, what is this is? Sorry, here you sort it job wise. What? Ascending. Department wise ascending. Within the department, job wise ascending. Now, what is 29,300? Grand total. What is 6,000? What is 6,000? Analyst subtotal. What is 4,200? Clerk subtotal. Manager subtotal. President subtotal. Salesman subtotal. 8,800. 10th department subtotal. 20th. Like this one. 20th. 10,900. 20th subtotal. 30th subtotal. What is the difference between roll up and queue? Roll up is displayed what? Uh, Roll up is displaying. Roll up displays subtotals department wise. It is displayed only department wise. But what cube is doing? Cube is displaying subtotals department wise and also job wise. Okay, then understood. So it is calculating subtotals department wise and also job wise, both columns. So here these are the two columns. So it is showing subtotals based on both. Okay, then. But roll up displays only first column wise. Cube displays what's that? Both columns wise. That is the difference between roll up and cube. Okay, then. So what is cube displays? Then cube displays what? Subtotals uh, for each group by column. In our example, what are the group by columns? Department number, comma, job. Okay, then subtotals for each group by column and also displays what? And also displays grand total. Then so then what is the query? This is the query. Then this is the query. Now, so this is the output. Okay. Then okay. Now that's all. This is the what difference between what's it roll up and what cube. So just if you want both columns wise, then you want subtotals both columns wise, then use cube. You want only first column wise, then use what roll up. Only first column wise, use roll up. Then that's okay now. Then so that is the difference. Now, so suppose like there are two tables. You try this one. What is this is like even same table. What is this table is? Here I taken what then persons now. Then so same table. You take this table. So what I'm asking is display state wise and within state what gender wise population and display state wise and gender wise subtotals. Okay, na? Then understood. What is asking is state wise within state gender wise population and display state wise and gender wise subtotals. You want state wise subtotals and also gender wise subtotals. Yes. Then. So this is one. Next one. Another one. There is a table. What's it? Sales table. Then there is a sales table. One field is date ID. One field is product ID. One field is customer ID. One field is quantity. One field is amount. So in this table, they're storing the sales data. Okay. They store what's the sales. Which day, which product sold to which customer, what are the quantities sold, how much amount generated. Suppose just example, see 2024-094 means today. So then product 100 sold to customer 10 quantity 1 amount is 2000. What the meaning? So so and so date, so and so date, so and so product sold to so and so customer. How much quantity is sold? 1. What the amount received from the customer is 2000. Maybe this product cost is 2000. This product cost is what? 2000. Okay. Then this is the table. Okay. Na? Like that in this table, they are storing not today. They are storing some years. Last 4 years sales data stored in this table. They are storing everyday sales data stored into this table. Understood? Then. So this table is given to you. Okay. Na? From this table. So what they want is then display what? Display what's it? Year wise and within year what? Quarter wise total amount. Display year wise within year quarter wise total amount and display okay year wise subtotals. That means I want output to be like this. Suppose they're storing starting from 2020 onwards. 2020 first quarter, what is the total amount? Second quarter, what is the total amount? Third quarter, what is the total amount? Fourth quarter, what is the total amount? Next one. Finally, I want to show what's it subtotal. 2020 na after completing 2020, I want to show what subtotal, year wise subtotal. Okay, what is the total amount generated in 2020? 2020 is completed. What is the next one? 2021, first quarter, second quarter, third quarter. Once completed, then show the subtotal. Okay, then. So in this case, what is asking? State wise and gender wise subtotals. In this is asking what? Year wise subtotals. Then you decide. So which function is suitable for this query? Which function is suitable? Because in both queries, they're asking subtotals. Then you have to use either roll up or cube. Then you find out. So here what is suitable? Roll up or cube. Here what is suitable? Roll up or cube. Okay. That's Next. So this is what roll up and what's it? Q. Okay. Then now clear? Understood and now. So then that's all. This is about what's it? This is about what group by. Okay, na? This is about group by. Then next. After this, what the next one is? Next one is then there is a what case statement. There is a case statement. Okay, then case statement. What is case statement? What is case statement? Okay, so in programming languages, you write if else conditions. Yes. Okay, na? But here in SQL, how to implement if else? To implement if else in SQL, so it is given one, what is that is case statement. Like switch case. Yes or no? Yes. So case is similar to switch case. What the purpose is? So case statement used to implement what's that? If else conditions in SQL queries. Okay, then so in insert query, update query, delete query, you want to implement if else. So to implement if else, then we use case statement. So using case statement, okay, then using case, we can return values. We can return values based on what's it? Return values based on what? Conditions. Okay, if this condition true, return this value. If this condition true, return this value. If this condition true, return this value. We can return the values based on what? Conditions. And case statements are two types. Case statements. Case statements are what? Two types. One is simple case. One is what? Simple case. Another one, what? Searched case. Simple case, another one, search. So then first one, what? Simple case. When we use simple case, okay, then use simple case. Use simple case when conditions based on what? Conditions based on what? Equal to operate. Okay, na? Use simple case when conditions based on equal to operate. And use searched case when conditions not based on equal to. When conditions based on equal to, use simple case. Not based on equal to, then use searched case. First we'll see the simple case. Next we'll see the search. Okay, na? Then. Okay. Then so then let's see how to use case what? Case expression. Next one, when value 1, then what? Return expression. Return expression 1, when value 2, then return expression 2. Next one, else what? Return expression. Every case statement should end with what's that? End. So this is the syntax. So if expression equal to value 1, case statement return this. If expression equals to value 2, case statement return this. If expression is not equal to value 1, value 2, so on, case statement returns what? Else. If this is equal to value 1, case statement return this. If this is equal to value 2, case statement return this. If this is not equal to value 1, value 2, case statement returns else. Then every case statement should end with what's that? End. Okay, na? Then. So now example, let's see. Suppose for example, I want to display name and what's that? Job. Or I want to display employee name and what's that? Department. I want to show the employee name and what department. But what is there in the table? What is there in the table? Select start from EMP. What is there in the table? Department is there, but what is there? Department numbers are there. but I want to show department what's that names. So I want to show something like this. For example, if department number equals to 10, I want to display what's that accounts. If department is 20, I want to display the department is research. If department is 30, I want to show sales. Okay. Then otherwise what? Otherwise, else, others. I want to show, suppose unknown something. I want to show like this. If employee belongs to 10th department, I want to show what? Accounts. Actual table contains department numbers, but in my output, I want to show the department name. Then how to write this? You see this. Here, displaying the department name is based on conditions. Yes. When something displaying the values based on condition, then use what? Displaying the values is based on condition, then use case statement. Yes or no? Then what? Select what's it? Select ename. Ename. Next one, department. She's asking to display department, but it is based on condition. Then use case. So case. Follow the syntax. Here condition based on which column? Condition is based on which column? Department number. Condition based on which column? Department number. You see the department number. Then what? When 10. Then what? Means if department number equals to 10. Then if department number equals to 10, what do you want to display? Accounts. Then accounts. Accounts is string, single quotes. When 20, then what? Department is research. When 30, then what? Sales. Next one. Else you see that. If not 10, not 20, not 30, else, then what? What do you want to show? Unknown. What the department is? Unknown. Next, every case statement should end with what? N. Case statement should end with N. Just give some name to this. Give some name. Otherwise, it will show unknown column name. No column name. Like you see this. Run this query once again. See what the first employee belongs to? 20. So department number is what? 10? No. Department number is 20? Yes. Returns what? Research. Next one. 30. Is department number is 10? No. 20? No. 30? Yes. Then returns sales. Like that. It go to every row and execute this query. Okay. Then now see this here. Then so research, sales. It is not showing department number. It is showing department name. So, okay, displaying the department name is based on conditions. I'm using case statement. But here, see the heading, no column name. I want to change this heading. Then as what? As department, as department. That's it. Employee belongs to which department? Okay, then that's it. So this is what, how to use what's that? Case statement. Got it? Then next. Next one. So this is what this is. Your conditions based on what? Your conditions based on what? Okay, na? Conditions based on equal to operator. Yes. Conditions based on equal to. In conditions based on equal to, then use simple case. Okay. Next, one more is there. What is that is? Searched case. Then when we use so use searched case. Okay. Then use searched case when conditions not based on what? Equal to operator. Okay. Then so what is the syntax is case what? When condition 1, then when condition 1, then return expression 1. When condition 2, then return expression 2, so on. Else what's it? Return expression. Every case statement should end with what's it? End. That's it. So this is okay. Then so like what the difference is? This is simple case. This is the syntax of what? Simple case. Here case contains what? Here case contains what, sir? Expression means column. In case here you write column, but here in case we don't write any column name expression. Here when contains what? Condition. Here when contains what, sir? Value. Here when contains value. Here when contains what? Condition. Understood then? So here you write conditions, but here you write what, sir? Value. Okay, 3000. What is 3000? 3000 is what? Value. Salary greater than 3000. Condition. Okay, now then let's take one example. So suppose, for example, I want to show name, next one, salary, next one, salary range. Name, salary, salary range. Okay, then so how, what is the salary ranges? I want to show like this. Suppose if salary between what's it? Between 0 to 2000, I want to show 0 to 2000. Okay, na? If it is between 2001 and 4000, I want to show 2001 to 4000. I want to show salary range like this. I want to show the salary range like this. So when you show 0 to 2000, if the salary between 0 and 2000, I want to show like this. If it is between like this, then if it is above 4000, then I want to show above 4000 like this. I want to show like this. That means I want to divide this salary into three ranges. If it is between this range, show this one. If it is between this range, show this one like this. Then how? Okay, select what? E-name, next one, salary plus what? Salary range. Then but displaying the salary range is based on what? Conditions. Then what? Case when salary between what? Salary between 0 and 2000. Then I want to show 0 to 2000. Next one, when salary between what? 2001 and 4000. Then what? 2001 to 4000. Next one, when 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 salary what? Greater than 4000. Then above salary, above 4000. Okay, every case statement should end with what, sir? End as salary range. Yes, from EMP. Okay, then so let me run this query. Understood? Then so see that 800 is between 0 to 2000. Okay, na? 1500 is between 600 is between 0 to 2000 like this. Then okay, na? So then then next. So this is what set it case. Here conditions not based on equal to. Okay, then so if you see this example, then if you see this example, then suppose in this, oh, so if you see this, what it is showing is 29,300 like this. It is showing like this. Okay, but users, they don't understand what is 29,300. Okay, na? And then so grand total or subtotal are like this. What is this is, here it is what? Grand total. Here it is what's it? Job subtotal. Here it is department subtotal. I want to print like that. I want to print like this. This is grand total. This is job subtotal. This is department subtotal. I want to print like this. Okay. Then, so then for this, what is given? So SQL server is given a function. For that function is grouping ID. One function is there. What that function is grouping ID. What is this grouping ID function? This returns. Okay. So this function accepts what? Group by columns and returns. Okay, na? Returns what? The subtotal belongs to which group by column. Okay, then. So accepts group by columns and returns subtotal belongs to which group by column. So then suppose, for example, you pass what? In our example, so group by columns are what? Department number and job. Then I'm passing these two columns to this function. What this function returns? The subtotal belongs to which group by column. So grouping ID returns 1 means, so this function returns 1, 2, 3. 1 means the subtotal belongs to first group by column. Okay, then 2 means what? Then 2 means what? The subtotal belongs to second group by column. Then 3 means what? Grand total. Then, so 1 means, okay, grouping ID return value is 1 means the subtotal belongs to, if subtotal belongs to department, then grouping ID returns what? 1. If subtotal belongs to what? Job, then grouping ID returns 2. If it is a grand total, grouping ID returns 3. Okay, then. So I want to call this grouping ID function in this query. So where you call? You call this in what? Select, because you want to see the grouping ID output. In this output, I want to see the grouping ID value. Grouping ID returns something now. I want to see that value in the output. To see that value in the output, then call this function in select. Something if you want to see in the output, call it in select. So grouping ID. Grouping ID. What? Department number, comma, job. Just I'm giving the heading. What is subtotal? Because this function returns information related to what? Subtotal. So then execute this query. Here 3. What is 3 means? What I said, 3 means grand total. 2 means what? Second group by column. Subtotal belongs to second group by column. What is the second group by column? Job. That means what is this? Is all these are job subtotal. 1 means subtotal belongs to first group by column. What is the first group by column? Department number. So that means what is this? 8,800 department subtotal. What is 6,000? Job subtotal. Here 3 means grand total. Yes or no? But what it is showing? It is showing what's the quotes? 1, 2, 3 quotes. I don't want to show the quote. Instead of showing 3, I want to show grand total. Instead of showing 2, I want to show job subtotal. Instead of showing 1, I want to show department subtotal. Okay, then. So then instead of showing numbers, I want to show job subtotal, department subtotal like this. Then, so what we have to write here? Grouping ID equals to 1. Then show department subtotal. Grouping ID equal to 2. Job subtotal. Grouping ID equal to 3. Grand total. Then what? Use what? Case. Use case. Case. What? When 1. Then what is the meaning? Grouping ID equals to 1. Then what? Department subtotal. When 2, then what? Job subtotal. When 3, then When 3, then what? Okay, na? Then what? Grand total. Next. Now, as, okay, na? Subtotal. Okay, then. So, then. Now, let's see. Now, let's see this here. What? This is grand total. This is job subtotal. It is department subtotal, like this. Okay, that's so this is where, okay, na? Another one where case is useful. No, that's okay. Then this is what group by. Okay. Then so with this group by is what? Okay, na? So group by is what's it? Completed. Okay. Then suppose here, then if you see this here in this table, I want age group wise number of persons. One is state wise number of persons. Then state wise number of persons. Then we can write it yes or no. Gender wise number of persons. You can write. Next, state wise and gender wise number of persons. Yes or no? Age group wise number of persons. Age group wise number of persons. Okay, na? Age group 0 to 20, how many? 21 to 40, how many? 41 to 60, how many? Above 60, how many? Okay, na? Age group wise. You know that now. Yes or no? Okay, then. So that's up. So this is what group by class. Okay, next. So what the next topic is integrity, what constraints. Okay, like see, up to now you learned the various operations on database, how to create the tables, how to store the data, how to update the data, how to delete the data. Okay, how to display the data. At the time of displaying, you learn various, okay, na, operations, sorting, filtering, eliminating duplicates, functions, grouping. So now what we are going to see, we are going to see how to validate the data. Okay, na? How to validate. Before you store the data, so you need to validate the data. If the data is valid, store. If data is not valid, don't store. Yes or no? Because database should store only valid data. Even if user is trying to insert invalid data, so database should not store it. So how to validate the data? How to check the data is valid or not? With the help of integrity constraints. The purpose is validating what's the data. Suppose one table is there. One table is there. So this is the table. Suppose you entered some data like this, number, name, salary. Okay. Then suppose I entered some data minus 2000. So what is this is? This is valid or invalid? Invalid, because this ID is already given to one employee. The same ID should not be given to another employee. And the name cannot be what? Blank. So name must be there. Salary must be, should not be negative. Salary should be always positive. So if user try to enter this data, then don't accept. If user try to insert this data, then don't allow this data. Okay, na? But by default, SQL server allows or not? by default. Allows or not? Yes, allows. What SQL server checks? Whether this is integer or not. At the time of creating the table, you declared employee ID is what type? Integer type. Then SQL server checks whether this is integer or not. Every column allows what's the null values. And this SQL server checks minus 2000 is, so salary column is declared with money type. Minus 2000 comes under money or not? Yes. So at the time of inserting data, it checks only the values are according to the data type or not. If the value is according to data type, value is accepted. Okay, then, but it will not check whether employee is duplicate or not duplicate, or name is blank or not blank, or salary is positive or negative. It will not check. It checks only the values according to the data type or not. But this is invalid. So how to prevent this data? How to prevent users from entering what's that? Invalid data by using integrity constraints. So why they named as integrity constraints? Why they are named as integrity constraints? What is constraints means? What is constraints means? Constraints means what's that? Rules. What are constraints? Constraints means what? Rules. Okay, then. So constraints means rules. Rules for what? Rules for what? Rules to maintain what? Rules for what? Rules to maintain data integrity. Maintain the data integrity. What is data integrity means? Data integrity means if the data is correct, integrity is there. If data is incorrect, integrity is not there. Data is correct, then integrity is there. If data is not correct, then integrity is not there. Okay, na? Understood? Then, so data integrity, or it is called data consistency, or it is called data quality. Data integrity, data consistency, data quality. All these three are same. Integrity means consistency or quality. So data is correct, quality is there. Data is correct, consistency is there. Data is correct, integrity is there. Data is not correct, no integrity, no consistency, no quality. Okay, then how to maintain the quality? By using integrity constraints. Okay, so what the purpose is then? One second. Oh. Oh. So then see this. What the purpose is then? This is the purpose. Okay, then what the purpose is this one. So integrity constraints are what's it? Rules to maintain the data integrity, data quality, data consistency. Then, so use it to prevent what? Users from entering what's it? Invalid data. So if you use integrity constraints, users cannot enter invalid data. So if you don't use integrity constraints, users may enter invalid data. So use it to prevent users from entering invalid. Another one, use it to enforce what's it? Rules like minimum balance must be 1000. Okay, so you take companies, any organization. So in organization, there will be some rules and regulations. Okay, bank, you take bank. In bank, there are some rules in bank. Okay, what is that rule is? One rule is when customer opens account, then you should open account with minimum of 1000 balance. Okay, na? You should open account with minimum of 1000 balance. So I'm developing a database for bank. When you're developing the database for bank, whatever the rules are there in bank, then the same rules you need to implement in database also. Yes or no? Okay, na? So there are some rules in bank. Whatever the rules are there in bank, same rules you need to implement in database. How to implement the rules in database? With the help of integrity constraints. So like what are the integrity constraints? How many? Okay, na? Then so there are what, sir? There are what, like five, six, how many? Six. One is not null, one is unique, one is primary key, one is check, one is foreign key, one is default. So total how many integrity constraints? Six. Okay. So what is the purpose of this? Then you just give this. If anyone asks you what is the purpose of these constraints, give this. To maintain the data integrity, to prevent users, then to enforce a rules like. Okay. Then so, but how to use these constraints? We use these constraints at the time of creating the table. At the time of creating the table. So we use these constraints at the time of creating the table. So at the time of creating the table, okay, then there are two methods to declare the constraints. We declare these constraints at the time of creating the table, but there are two methods. One method is called what's it? Okay, na? One method is called then. Above constraints are declared in what's it? Two ways. One method is what? Column level. One method is what? Table level. Okay. One method is column level. Another method is table level. So first one, like what is the difference? Column level and table level. Suppose, for example, then suppose here create table ABC. Suppose A integer, B integer, suppose C integer. So I'm creating one table. Okay. Suppose I declare like this. I declare what's it? Like this. A primary key. A primary key. If I declare like this, then what is this is called column level. What is primary key? Leave it. But if you declare the constraint like this, what is this is called column level. Suppose if I declare like this, A, B, C integer, comma, then primary key A. If you declare like this is called table level. What is this is called? Column level. What is this is called? Table level. Okay, na? Then this is column level. This is table level. So first we'll see the column level. Next we'll see what's the table level. So how you define the column level? If constraint is declared immediately, if constraint is declared immediately after declaring the column, that is called column level. If constraint is declared after declaring all the columns, then it is table level. So first we'll see what column level then. So first we'll see the column level. Okay, then now. So what is column level? What is column level? If constraints are declared immediately after declaring, so then it is called column level like this. Create table, table name, column name, data type size, constraint, column name, data type size, constraint. That's it. Okay. Na? So you are declaring the constraint. What's it? You are declaring the constraint immediately after declaring what? Column. So declaring the constraint immediately after declaring the column. This is called column level. So we'll see one by one. Okay. Na? So first we'll start with what's it? First we'll start with what? Not null. Okay. Then. So what is not null? Not null is a what, sir? Constraint. What is not null? Constraint. Constraint means rule. Not null is a rule. What this rule is? What is this rule? Not null constraint. What? Not null constraint doesn't accept what? Doesn't accept what, sir? Null values. Not null doesn't accept null values. Okay, na? So if any column is declared with not null, into that column, nulls are not allowed. If column declared with not null, into that column, nulls are not allowed. That means if any column is declared with not null, into that column, so values are compulsory. What that column is called? That column is called what's that? Mandatory column. That field is said to be mandatory, compulsory. Okay, na? Then. So like suppose if you go to, okay, na? if you go to, for example, so here there is a website. One website is there. Then, so for example, if you go to this website, in this website, I'm trying to create one account. But when you try to create one account, it is asking your details, your mail ID, your password plus name, like this. It is asking the details. But if you see this, all these fields are marked with what? Star. What is the meaning? So they are mandatory. Okay, na? So these fields are what? Mandatory. So if you left these fields with blank and try to create account, then it gives what? Error. Okay, then. So it gives error. Now, understood? Then this is what is this is front end. What is this is? In front end, if you want to declare the field compulsory, mark with star. So I want to implement the same thing in database. If you want to implement the same thing in database, then declare what's that? Not null. In front end, marked with star, database declared with not null. Understood? In front end application, if you want to declare the field compulsory, mark with star. But same thing you want to implement in database, then declare not null. Okay, na? Sir, actually, see here, whatever the details you enter, your details are stored in database. This company will maintain one database like customer table. So customer details are stored in table. So what is created first? Table or this front end? What is created first? In development, first they create table or front end? First table. First table. Next one, front end. In front end, why they are marked with star? Because in table, these fields are declared with not null. These fields are declared with what, sir? Not null. Because in table, these fields are declared with not null. At the time of creating the front end application, they are marked with star. Understood? So now, example then. Example what then? So this one, suppose like what, for example, then let's see. So I'm creating one table, create table, what's that? EMP11, then EMPNO, ename, varchar of 10. Next, not null. So what I'm declaring is, I'm declaring ename column with not null. Okay. So when ename is declared with not null, into this ename, nulls are not allowed. Nulls are not allowed. Okay. So first create the table. Okay. So table is created. After creating the table, now I want to test. I want to test. What's it? How to test? Insert the data. So insert into EMP11 values 100. Suppose name is what's it? Null. I'm trying to insert what? Null into ename. I'm trying to insert null into ename. Let's see. So what this command gives? Error. Cannot insert null into what? Ename. Because ename is declared with what? Not null. So if you try to insert null, then it gives what's it? Error. Okay. Then suppose, for example, then suppose let's try to insert one more. So 101. 101. Then suppose just give some name A. Then let's execute this command. What is this command? One row affected. Okay. Then because it's not null. Null is not accepted. Okay. No? Then so what this command gives? This command gives what? Error. Understood? That's nothing more than this. So if any column is declared with not null, into that column value is compulsory. You cannot leave the field with blank. Okay. Then next. What the next one is? Next one is what's unique. Okay. Unique. So what is unique is? Unique constraint does not allow what? Duplicates. Okay. Then unique constraint. So unique constraint does not allow duplicate values. If you try to insert duplicate, then it gives error. Okay, then now let's see example. Okay, na? So let's see one example then. Suppose here what? So I'm creating one customer table. Let's create the customer table. Okay. So I'm creating the customer table. So create table, what's it? Customer. Create table customer. Customer ID is declared as integer. Customer name is varchar of 10, but declared not null. So I want to store customer email ID, but I want to declare the email ID as what's it? Unique. So two customers cannot be registered with what? Same email ID. If one customer registered with one email ID, another customer cannot be registered with same mail ID. So then, so let's create this table. Okay, now create the table. Then what? So let's create the tables. So it is saying table is already there. Then drop. So drop the previous table and create the new one. So the table is created. After creating the table, I want to test. Then what's it? Insert. Insert into what? Insert into customer values 100. Suppose A, next one, comma. For example, abc at the rate what? gmail.com. Okay. abc gmail.com. Then what? Create. So table is created. Sorry, the row is inserted. Next, try to insert one more row. Try to insert what's it? One more, another row. Then okay, then so 101, second customer 101, name is what? B, and the second customer is also registering with same mail ID. So let's see, execute this error. So what it says? Violation of what? Unique constraint. Unique constraint is violated. Okay, so violation means when you are not, when you are breaking the rule, then it is called violation. Okay, so this insert command is violating the rule. Okay, na? Because it is trying to insert what's it? Duplicates. Then next, suppose, can we insert null value? Let's 102. 102. Name is what? C. Name is C. Let's try to insert what's it? Null. So I'm inserting null value. When you try to insert null value, then it gives what's it? Accepted or error? Accepted. So null is allowed or not? Yes. But how many nulls are allowed? Let's see. Next one. Try to insert one more record. Then suppose insert. Insert what? 103. 103. Name is what? D. Suppose again I try to insert what? Null value. Let's try to insert null. So execute this command. Then what this gives? Error. Violation of unique constraint. Because you're trying to insert what's it? Duplicate. You're trying to insert what? Duplicate. So then what it this gives? This gives error. Okay. Then that's all. So first one is okay. And the second one gives what? This gives error. Here also this gives what's it? Error. That's it. Sir, understood? Then now, so this is unique. Okay, na? Not null does not allow null values. Unique does not allow duplicates. Okay, then clear. Then. So can I insert like this? Open single quotes, close. Huh? Open single quotes, immediately close it. Immediately close. Then let's see. One row affected. Insert one more. Sorry, 104. Let's see. 104. Suppose something E. Again, insert one more. Open single quotes and close. Then what? Execute this command. Error. Violation of unique constraint. Because this is also duplicate. Yes. Okay, na? Duplicates are not allowed. That's all. Okay. Then Okay. So what is the next one is? Next one is what's that? Primary key. Ah, huh? Okay, na? Primary key. So what is primary keys? Then primary key, what? Primary key. Primary key does not allow duplicates and null values. Okay, na? Primary key doesn't accept duplicates and nulls. We can say it is the combination of what? Unique and what's it? Not null. Okay, na? Then understood. So primary key is combination of unique and not null, because unique does not allow duplicates. Not null does not allow null values. Primary key does not allow duplicates and null values. Then so here actually suppose if you take a tables, for example, I created one table. I'm storing the data like this. In table, I'm storing the data like this: name, job, salary, next what's it, height date. I'm storing the data like this. So if I store the data like this, then what the problem is? Problem is uniquely identifying employees is difficult. Uniquely identifying employees is what? Difficult. So accessing individual employees data is difficult. We can't access by using name because there may be number of employees with same name. We can't access individual employees data by using job, salary, height date, number of employees joined on same date also. Yes or no? So we can't access by using any of this field. That is the reason. So every organization introduced one, what that is called employee ID. Okay. What for this is to uniquely identify the employees. So they can't able to uniquely identify by using name, job, salary, height, date. So they introduced one EMP ID. They want to use this field to uniquely identify the employees. Then if they want to use this field to uniquely identify, into this what are not allowed? Duplicates and nulls are not allowed. Don't allow the duplicates and nulls. So to not to allow the duplicates and nulls, declare this column with what? Primary. Okay, na? So what the actual purpose is? If table is there, in table one column must be there to uniquely identify. Into that column duplicates and nulls are not allowed. So then declare that column with what? Primary. Okay, then so every bank stores what's that? Customers data. So they're storing like this: what is name, next one balance, okay, na? Next one suppose address, like this. So what the problem is? So accessing individual customer balance is what? Difficult. So names, number of customers names can be same, address can be same. So then that's why every bank introduced what? Account number. So if one account number is given to one customer, the same number is not given to another customer. So if they want to use this account number to uniquely identify the customers, into this account number duplicates and nulls are not allowed. So that is the purpose of what? Primary key. So in tables, okay, na? In tables, one column must be there to uniquely identify the records, and and into that column duplicates and what's it? Duplicates and nulls are not allowed. So then declare that column with what? Primary key. And that's okay. So if table is there, compulsory primary key must be there. If primary key is not there, accessing data is what? Difficult. Okay. Then so example, we'll see that in the next class. Mm. 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 We'll see. How to add, we'll see. We'll see. Mm. 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 Okay.